At Westwood Management, we're telling the world the good news that it is possible to have a successful indie artist career, that there is room at the music table for you, and the best way to do that is by doing it with others. Welcome. My name is Kate. I'm the founder of Westwood Management, and I'm so stoked that you're joining me today. We're going to chat around 5 mistakes that most indie artists make when submitting their songs for PR. Before we jump into this video, just click below, make sure you subscribe, and click on the bell so you get all notifications of future videos that we release. So at Westwood Management, we have a blog called the Indie Music Insider blog. And this is a service that we provide to indie artists because we want to help you get your music out there. Lots of indie artists just don't know how to do PR. And so more than just doing a blog, we actually provide great training and feedback. We respond to every email that we get, which is very different from any other blog. We actually have a real purpose around it. It's actually more about the artist than the song. But I want to tell you, from receiving hundreds of submissions and review requests, I've compiled the 5 biggest mistakes that I see indie artists doing and making when it comes to submitting their music for PR. All right, so the biggest and number one mistake is that artists don't have a press release, or it's very poorly written. And most of the time, I understand that, because what even is a press release? Let me tell you really quickly. A press release is the story of the release. It's basically what you want the press and publications to copy and paste and use in their review or in their article. It is the heart, the quotes, the history, the background to the tour or the song or the presidential campaign, whatever it is. It is the document that you want the media to use in their articles. Now, this is going to be the same for you. It's not an EPK. It's not a bio. It's going to include sections of an EPK or bio, but it is the story of the song. So let's use the example that you write a song called Way Out, and it is about you working through your experience with depression and finding hope at the end of that, or, getting out of a tough situation. So you're not going to include in your press release just, hey, I wrote this song on this date, here's the producer, I've won all these awards. No, that's not the story of the song. That's facts about you. That stuff belongs in your bio, in your EPK. A press release is going to be that story. Hey, Kate Westwood releases a debut single marking the journey from depression to hope. And then you're going to tell the story about how you wrote the song and what it means to you, who was involved in it, what you hope that people will receive or hear or learn or take away from listening to the track. There's a couple of quotes from you in there about what it means to you, and then maybe even a little bit of content about what it sounds like, what other artists you're similar to, and then dates of when the song comes out. That's what is meant to be in your press release. Majority of the time, we get nothing. If you don't submit a press release, or the press release is really poor, what you're doing is making it really hard for that blogger or that reviewer to review you. Generally, they're going to be doing it for free, which is wonderful. We want them to do it. You want to make it as easy as possible for that reviewer to review you. Now, in my experience with the Indie Music Insider blog, for those who send no information, even if we really like the song, they get either no review or they get just a basic tiny review, because my team don't have half an hour or 40 minutes to spend trolling the internet to try and find information. So if you want a review, that one of the best ways you can do that is to have a solid press release that has a couple of paragraphs, a story of the song, quotes, and then the dates of when the song comes out. Okay, let's talk about the second biggest mistake I see that artists make when it comes to submitting their music for PR. Basically, they submit way too late, either the week before the song is released or even after the song is released. Now, that doesn't mean that a reviewer may not choose to look at your track, but generally reviewers want to release new music or music that is about to be released. Maybe they want to premiere it. But I'll use the example within our blog. It usually takes us at least 6 weeks to even get to looking at the review request, let alone deciding to choose to review it. And then we might schedule it for a couple of weeks ahead. So if you submit your review request less than 6 weeks ahead of your your release date, it's likely that the reviewer is not going to get to it in time. And then maybe because they only want to review new music, the song's already come out, it's a couple of months old, no, they might skip over it. So if you want to get some great reviews, you need to submit 6 to 8 weeks ahead of time and do a couple of follow-ups. That's a bit of an extra bonus thing there. All right, mistake number 3 that I see artists making when submitting their songs for PR requests is that they don't have a press kit. They don't have an EPK, an electronic press kit. Well, we talked about this before. It's different from a bio. It's different from a press release. The press kit is a web page or a Canva link to a digital asset. And this is going to have a bit of your bio, facts about you. It's going to have downloadable high-res photos, a couple of photos, usually a landscape and a portrait photo of you and the band, or just you and your duo, whoever it is, plus your album or single cover. That's really important. It needs to have a place where they can listen to the track. It could be a Google Drive or just on the web page itself. And it also needs to have some links to your socials, maybe a couple of quotes, maybe if you've been reviewed in a couple of places, links to some of those articles. Your press kit is something that's going to keep changing and evolving over time, whereas the press release is just that release for that song. Whereas your press kit, you're going to keep updating as your career grows, as you do another project. And it needs to be an electronic link. It can't be attached to the email. It can't be a PDF. No. It needs to be a clickable link that goes to a web page or opens a Canva document so that the blogger doesn't have to download anything. And generally, it's really difficult to copy and paste from a downloadable PDF. You need to make it easy for them to copy and paste content so that they can use that for the article. If they can't do that, if they can't download or listen or copy and paste, it's going to be very difficult for them to review you. All right, the 4th mistake I see artists making is that they're not open to feedback. Now, it's really actually hard to give feedback on a song that's already released because I can't make the song better. I can basically say I like it or I don't like it. But we always give feedback. At Westwood Management, the Indie Music Insider blog, the team always gives feedback, whether we choose to respond and review the song or whether we decline the review. We always give feedback around the songwriting, the production, and the artist bio in general. Because we want to help you grow and learn. Really, what happens is often if we don't like the song or if we think things need to shift or change or get better for the next track, I often see that artists aren't really open to that. They're not saying, thank you so much, I really appreciate those thoughts. I've actually had someone come back to me and say, hey, how can you come down on me? You should be supporting Australian artists. It was a bit of a rant and it was not appropriate because you essentially are submitting a song for me to choose whether I like it or not. And it's very subjective. So if you're not open to feedback, if you're not willing to receive thoughts about your songwriting, your production, or your artist bio in general, don't submit your songs for PR. And the 5th and final mistake that I see artists making when they're submitting their songs for PR is that they don't share about the review after it's out. This is a big no-no. The amount of people who we've reviewed and we've sent them emails and they've never responded, they've never said thank you. And then when we tag them in it or we do the review, they don't make a fuss at all. Now, we're doing this for free for you. Most bloggers are doing it for free for you. It's really important that you, first of all, thank them via email, say really appreciate it, and you make a fuss about it on your socials. That's the whole point of PR. It's not just to have a review out there on the internet, and actually to have it shared on your social media to let your fans know that you have this engagement. It's really important that you do that. And if you don't do that, you're not honoring the work that that blogger has done for you. It's really important that you do that, that you tag them in it, that you thank them for their work. A lot of these bloggers have ads on their site, and when someone clicks on the link to go to that, that's part of their income. That's one of the ways that they can have a music blog is because of the ads. That's wonderful. That's great. They should get paid for what they do because they do a great service for us. And so if you're not directing people to go and click and read on those links, then you're not supporting that blogger. We need them to stay on air and online so that we can keep having reviews. So it's really important that you give back in that space. All right, they are the 5 biggest mistakes that I see indie artists making when it comes to PR. Number 1, there's no press release or a bad press release. Number 2, they submit it way too late. Number 3, they don't have an EPK, or it's a downloadable one. It's not functional. It doesn't work well. Number 4, they're not open for feedback. They don't receive the feedback well. And number 5, they don't share the review when it comes out, and they don't say thank you. If you have made any of those mistakes, my friend, don't worry. It's okay. You can learn. Now you know better. Now you know better, you can do better. And I would love to support you. If you would love to submit a song to the Indie Music Insider blog, there is a link in the description below. And if you would love to get some more help when it comes to doing PR, guess what? We have a PR mini course that is available for purchase right now. That's going to take you through in depth exactly how to set up all of these things that we've talked about: timing, follow-ups, press kit, press release, EPK, bio, everything that you need. It's included in the PR mini course. You can click on the link below to find out more. And make sure you hit subscribe if you love the content from Westwood Management. If you believe that indie artists can have a successful career, that there's room for you at the table, and that it's important to do it with others, well, then we're here for you to be part of your team. Make sure you hit the link to subscribe, and we will see you in the next video.